Welcome back to Lunchtime with Ira. My next guest is Don Rickles, who's appearing Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at the Stardust. And Don, welcome to Lunchtime with Ira.
Oh, thank you, Ira. This is a treat for me.
I think it is. And so let me ask you this question, Don. It's very important to me. When you first started out your career as an insult comedian, and you threw out that first barb, was Benjamin Franklin insulted?
Why do you get on my nerves, Ira?
I don't know. We just started the interview, Don.
No reason. The man's turning out to be like Himmler. Why? Just because I'm Jewish, there's no reason to turn on me.
No, I apologize. I just thought I'd ask the question because you've been, and it's a compliment on my part because you've been a part of the comedic scene in America for many decades.
Well, you know, they say insult, really, which I've always denied but it stuck with me for a long time. Actually, what it is, it's exaggeration. I exaggerate, make fun of people and what's around me and surroundings, and it became a performance because that was always my personality, to make fun of people and not being mean-spirited. That's what it boils down to, and I use the word insult. A great comedian by the name of Jackie Leonard, rest his soul, used to say, hey kid, you're doing me, which is not the case, because I never do really jokes. I can't tell jokes. I do situations, and it becomes a joke, if that makes sense to you, but that's pretty much what it is, and I exaggerate. So there's nothing mean-spirited about when people say the insult comedian. And today, of course, they know, unless they live under a rock, but people that come to see me know that's not the case.
Now, you had a career in the Navy, then about 2 years later you're appearing, you start as a comedian after the Navy, and then you get your first big break, I would think, would be in the Slate Brothers Club where Sinatra came in and you
Frank had seen me previous to that in Florida in a place called Murray Franklin's, and Walter Winchell started to talk about me. And those days I didn't have a beginning, middle, or an ending. I just stood up there and made fun of everything around me, including myself. And Sinatra came, and that was the beginning of my luck charm. So he was great to me, and he laughed, and when he laughed, the guys behind him went, "That's funny." They all talk like that. They had bad colds. So it was wonderful because Frank made it happen. And then, as you said, I went to the Slate Brothers with Henry Slate and his brothers, and a little joint down on La Cienega, and all of a sudden there was a line around the block to see me because the movie stars would come in. I'd get them up on the stage and make them do silly things with me, and I'd kid around, and Frank was always there practically, and that made it really happen.
Another key person, I think, for you would be Johnny Carson and your parents.
Very much so. Johnny was great. Johnny, when I was on, it became an event because we would have notes, but we'd never follow the notes. In other words, I would sit down, and he'd say, "How's your mother?" I'd say, "You never liked my mother. Why are you bringing up my mother?" And we would do 20 minutes about my mother. And it happened that way, and every time and it was an hour and a half then, so we really had a lot of time to do stuff. And Johnny was very good to me, and he always made me look good, so I was very grateful to him.
And your background, a lot of people don't realize this, your background was you went to the School of Drama and studied acting.
Yeah, I went to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts, and people like Tom Poston and Jason Robards. Jason Robards, Tom, and I, we were the Musketeers. We hung out together.
Well, Jason Robards, very well-known stand-up comedian.
Oh, yeah. So. Became a fine actor. Well, I started trying to be an actor, but as I found out, I was a lot of rejection, so I started doing this, and that became my career, and then some overflow made me an actor.
Right. But in terms of acting, just as an example, in Casino, you played a casino manager, and very effectively. So that showed your background in acting. So how much is the stage performance acting, and how much is the real Don Rickles? Because I talk to people, and they say the real Don Rickles, off stage, off camera, is a very nice guy. And then I know, and then I see them taking money from you. So obviously, you've paid them to say that. So no, but you really are. So how do you differentiate that when people see you on stage and you have those barbs going out? I won't use the word insult comedian anymore, but exaggeration, when you get that exaggerated material.
I get the feeling it's a psychiatry session here.
Yes, it is. Actually, I am Dr. Stern. Thank you so much.
I don't know. I really don't know, Ira. My personality, part of it is off stage, is some of that kind of nonsense and kidding around, and some of it is like I'm talking to you now, fed up. This isn't going to skyrocket my career at this stage of my life with your little luncheon show.
Yes, I know. With the food and
everything. I did it as a mercy thing. Jim Seagraves came around sniveling and begging.
Why do people do that? They say Seagraves. It's actually, there's no S at the end of his name. It's Seagrave, but everybody says Seagraves. I never understood that. I do. I am a very troubled man. I know, you're right. So listen, let's discuss your good friend. There's several of them, but Bob Newhart.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, you were in that series CPO Sharkey.
Yeah.
And he was an accountant before he became a comedian.
Yeah.
So your next series together could be CPA Sharpie. What do you think?
How did you get this show?
It just comes to me naturally.
I mean, I've been on a lot of shows, but it's like Trick or Treat. I don't get it.
I don't either.
No, Bob Newhart's a very successful guy, and he's a dear friend. And television was his thing. And television, I always had a struggle with television because actually I was a little too big for television, if you know, in terms of the business. In those younger years, I came on too strong for the television. And Bob was always suited for it and is a fine actor in his own right. And now he's a big star, and I run after his car. You know, I make him feel good, but that's stammering and all that. So he's so annoying. You know, I say, Bob, how do you feel? Good, and it's annoying. You know what I'm saying? Sure. I don't need that. Yeah. No, man has a bad speech thing, and he made it skyrocketed. I talk normal, and I can't go anywhere.
So, with Bob Newhart would be considered your best friend, and then I know you worked with Don Adams and a host of celebrities.
Was a very, very dear friend. But Bob and his wife Jenny and my wife Barbara, we've traveled around the world together, and there comes a little difficulties when he doesn't want to chip in for lunch.
Sure.
But you know, we work it out.
Did you ever go on a cruise with the four of you?
We owned the ship.
Yeah, separate cabins, or how does that work?
No, we all slept together. We had orgies.
I'm just trying to find out the information here.
I'm married 41 years. You made me a horny guy in underwear running around the ship trying to attack girls.
I'm trying to get a sense of it, you know.
Get a sense of it.
Don Rickles.
How do you stay? I'm going to come down purposely to see you with other guests because I
would
don't
hope
believe
so.
people show up.
No, I understand. No,
when I leave, I'm going to lay down on the couch for an hour and find out what the hell's wrong with me.
Give us a sense of the topics that you talk about on stage at the Stardust.
Broads, usually broads, and then that I'm in heat and so forth. Yeah, things like that. Attacking monkeys, dogs, anything.
So that explains the cabins on the ship.
Yeah. Why don't you chip in and try to get to see the show?
Okay.
You know, there is a cover, so you'll probably be in the back with
Absolutely,
your wife,
sure,
climbing over people to see. You understand?
Yeah. Your first Las Vegas appearance was at the Sahara.
That's right, in the lounge. With the
in 1959. So you have been a part of the Las Vegas entertainment scene for a long time.
That's right. This place was really, you know, there was a couple of hotels, and it was great. I had great times then. I hate to look in the past, but I have fond memories of that with Sinatra and the so-called Rat Pack. And it was, I worked in the Sahara. Sahara was a jewel hotel at the time. Not that it's bad now, but it's Looney Tunes, you know. You got fireworks in the hall and people high diving into the suites. It's the whole thing. Riviera's the same thing. If a light bulb goes out, 18 guys climb up there in their underwear and fix it. It's a whole thing. Vegas is different. In our day, it was, you know, it was all the so-called wise guys ran it. You know, guys that would hurt you.
I understand.
Definitely, you'd be the first one to go. And I would go, what? My leg? Why is my leg gone? You got that kind of personality. You're the kind of guy in prison that would snitch and go to the warden. I know what they're doing. I know what. I'm Ira. I know what they're doing.
Well, I do the best I can under the
because you got that cool look, but really
underneath,
snarly guy.
Yeah.
So I know you're tight.
So, were you happy that you got married?
No, I'm very depressed. 41 years. You want to know if I'm happy? No, I'm living with a hooker. She's great. 41 years with a hooker. Terrific.
Now, think about this too. You've been performing so many years, so many decades in Las Vegas. There aren't that many people that can say that they are still performing in a showroom in Las Vegas after all that period of time.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm here at the Stardust. And the only reason I'm here because I have a lot of hammer and nails and I fix things, you know. I walk around with a hard hat in the hall. Boom, boom, boom.
No,
Sam Boyd said he's wonderful. He fixed 3 closets today. That's why I got the job here. The hotel is folding as I talk. They're going to blow it up with me in it.
Can you remember your first? Of course, you can remember your first first appearance on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.
That was in New York.
Were you nervous about that when you first came out?
No, I was calm. In fact, I came out and act. Of course, I was nervous.
Well, that was sarcastic. That answer. Okay, I missed that. Sorry.
Jump right in there.
I'm sorry.
Jump right in whenever you think something's
okay,
funny.
If I can, thanks. So
this is over. I'm going to suck on your neck. You know.
Oh my God. So, were you real nervous in between?
Who knows? You're talking about 40 years ago.
I know, but it was.
Was I nervous? Of course, I was nervous.
Okay,
what the hell's the matter with you? Would I go on Tonight Show? Never in my life was I on. I went on. I was like, I was Don Knotts.
Right.
How are you, Johnny?
Okay. Now, before we go, one last question, because I know you have to get ready for
no kidding.
Yes.
Thank you, God.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you so much.
This is a profound question. I want to give.
I'll be a Catholic for 20 minutes. Thank you.
One profound question. What do you think the future of comedy is?
I think it's gone.
Okay.
Because it is.
Okay, thank you so much.
Because of this show, comedy is finished. And Ira, do me a favor.
Yes,
never call me again. Never. Do me a favor, Ira. Have breakfast by yourself and your lunch show. Don't call me.
Okay.
Why was I on this? What did I need?
Rickles.
I had a good career till I was on it.
Friday and Saturday at the Stardust.
In the toilet. 1, 2, 3 for no reason.
Thanks for being on Lunchtime with Ira.
Hey, Ira, you're a charming guy.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Get yourself another job.
I'll do it immediately. We'll be right back.
Unhook me. I want to go home.
We'll be right back on Lunchtime with Ira.